Have you guys ever felt like you're doing absolutely horrible in a tournament, and even if you were to change everything, you still wouldn't come out on top? Well, in today's video, I'm taking that exact thinking and scenario and showing you how I overcame it and actually got one of the most game-changing wins in my career as a Fortnite player. And this also happened in the Duo FNCS trial, the first tournament of my Duo career. Now, I'm going to be showing you everything I did in this game leading up to the win, how you can start thinking like this, and what you guys can do in your games to get wins out of the most scuffed games ever. So stick around and watch the whole video as it shows you how to properly VOD review, and it might help you out in your next tournament. But let's get right into it. All right, so as you guys can see, we are gliding into Foxy. Now we were looking around for anyone contesting us, and we did not see anyone. However, as we get a little bit into this match, like the first 20 seconds of actually landing, we see a team go below us. Now, as you guys can see, we are at 121 points, and this is our 8th game in the tournament. So we're not doing the best, but we're not doing the worst. This game was literally make or break it for the entire tournament. And let me just tell you, we absolutely destroyed in this match. Now, the first thing HQ sees is people down below, and he comes to me that there's a duo down below. So my thought process is I'm going to go down there, try and get some pump damage, possibly get a kill, and then we can get our surge for the rest of the game. As soon as I drop down, they hear me, they start building, and HQ tells me he's above them, so it's not worth it to do a 1v2. So I go in there, check for a chest, don't find anything, and I head back up. Once I was up, they built off, but I was thinking one of them would jump up and try and get some damage on me, so I just waited for a little bit. They decided not to, and then HQ come to me that he found a launch pad, told him to place the launch pad down so that we could rotate and get out of here, because it is not worth it to fight the 2v2, especially when they have a lot better loot than we do. Now, the whole main goal here, and I'll speed this up for you guys, is to grab as much loot, heals, mats as possible. Because in these matches, there was 50 to 60 players left in the end game, which is really chaotic, and when you do not have a lot of mats, you die pretty fast, pretty quick. So we decided to come back to this little fishing spot, grab all the mats we could, start fishing. HQ builds a box around us, start fishing, trying to get as much resources and stuff as possible. Fish are obviously the best heals in the game, so we try to get as much as possible. Now, after fishing for about 5 minutes, there was a reboot behind us, and we tried to look for some tags, and we didn't get anything, but we noticed that there was fights going on behind us because of that reboot. So we knew if we stayed here any longer, we would get pushed by them, which is basically not the best thing to happen to us. So we grabbed as much loot as possible and ran away as fast as we could. Now, once again, we needed as much placement as possible, and a win would help us out a lot. So we decided to go into the Foxy floodgate, basically the lower part of it, and we block off all the entrances. HQ starts destroying the other side of the building, and I come over here to break all these entrances and exits. So we just sit here, mine as much metal as possible, and then HQ tells me that there are kids near him. So after mining this little bit of metal right here, I make my way to him just in case they push him and get some damage on him. He then decides to build off the back so we don't get pushed, and he basically builds an entire fortress so that we can't get pushed from either side, and if we do, we can just run out the back. Now, here we decide to go out and hit the launch pad and then go to the super launch pad we placed before. This way we can get out of here as soon as possible and not be stuck on the outside part of the map, because in our last couple of games, we got stuck on the outside of the map and we got absolutely cooked. Now, once again, just grabbing loot. Right here, I see that there's the medallion team right there. So I tell him, and he says, okay. And we both say we're not going to go for tags because they're medallion team and they're looking at another team. So if we tagged them right now, we could get pushed, and then third party would not end out too well. So we just keep going, and we just keep making our way this way. Now, as you guys can see there, we have a good amount of launch pads, we have decent loot, we have good heals and good mats. So right here, we were just looking for a spot that would actually be good to box up and basically re-get all of our resources so that we don't waste anything in the process of trying to just chill for the rest of the match. So right here, we find a bunch of bricks, we break them all, and I build this massive base, literally huge area, and just place and block off all the exits and entrances once again so we can't get jump scared. As I'm doing this, HQ is grabbing all the extra brick that I will be needing so that once again, I don't lose all my resources. So after we do that, now we just literally sat and waited in the box for about 5 minutes. Now, after sitting in the box for a while, we noticed that we are on the outside part of the map. As you guys can see, we're right here. Funny enough, the actual dead side part of the map is usually where would be the most contested part of the map. Usually this side would be the most contested part. But as you guys can see, this part and this part down here were actually the most contested. So what we decided to do is we're going to wait and see where basically the next zone pulled, because we are still in zone here. And at this point, there are still, I'm pretty sure, yes, there's still 52 people alive in this small zone. Now we got to here and we realized that once again, the zone pulled far out this way and we're right here and we need to move before all these other teams do so we don't get caught behind them all and just get sprayed when we come in. So it would be better to rotate earlier than later. But once again, we also do not have a lot of movement. I only had 2 crash pads. HQ had no movement whatsoever. So we were kind of scuffed. And as you guys can see, we still haven't gained a single point this match. So right here, I'm looking for people and seeing the people that were right behind us, they started to rotate and the people over the top of the mountain won't be able to see us. So I tell them, let's edit out here and let's basically rotate so we don't get shot at. As you can see, I see someone rotate right here. I hit him 40. See another team come in and get about 80 damage on that kid and then hit that other teammate for 40. Now I see no one else is rotating, so I throw a crash pad down and we just get to zone. As soon as I get to the spot I want to be at, we create one box. He creates a box next to me. We're boxed up. We see the team right next to us spraying another opponent. HQ realizes we're not all the way in zone, so he creates another box. Now all we have to do once again is just wait and hopefully look for a refresh in this short amount of time. And as you guys can see, there was Storm Surge in the bottom right corner. You can see the 123 above damage threshold. So that damage that I got on those people rotating was actually very crucial, because if I didn't get it, we would be absolutely cooked with Storm Surge and we'd have to actually take fights. So remember, if you see people rotating out in the open, try and get some extra little tags without you getting any damage on you. It's really helpful and it works out in your, basically in your favor really well. Now, once we get right here in zone, HQ tells me that he saw the team in front of us get absolutely fried, that duo right there in that box. So he says, I'm going to edit the peanut butter edit, and we're going to both spray him at the same time, and we're basically going to get a free kill or a free refresh. So that's what he does right here. We spray, we absolutely fry the kid, kill him. His teammate tries to save him and get the mats from him, but we box it off, grab all the mats, and there was our free refresh at the start. Now we see the launch pad was built, so we are going to actually box around the launch pad so we can use it to rotate to our next zone, because as you guys can see, it pulls far from us. We're right here and it pulls all the way out to here, so we're gonna have to basically be moving so far across the map, and the super launch pad will be really good. So yeah, we box it up. HQ starts to heal up because he got a little bit of damage, and as you guys can see right here, I edit and jump out, but right here is where HQ actually dies. Now I do land, but I'm gonna go back to HQ. But real quick before we get into his perspective, I've got to put you guys onto something that has completely changed the way Fortnite feels for me. You know how sometimes your game feels a little delayed, your edits don't come out clean, or your F's dips at the worst possible time? That's where Risen's tweaks come in. It's basically a full optimization for Fortnite and any other game. It boosts your FPS, lowers your input delay, and even reduces ping, so everything just feels smoother. And honestly, smoother performance means you react faster, hit more shots, and your builds actually come out the way you want them to. That's a huge difference, especially in endgames like this one. I've been using it myself, and I can tell you straight up, it makes the game feel way more responsive, almost like you've leveled up your mechanics without even touching creative. If you're trying to improve faster, don't overlook your setup. So if you want to try it, the link is down in the description, and you can also use code FLOW to get 15% off. It's super affordable, and honestly, it's one of the easiest ways to give yourself an edge right now. So go check it out. Now, back into the video. And I'm going to watch this from HQ's perspective. So right here, I hit the launch pad and I get out. He gets blocked off by his opponent. His opponent hits him for a lot, and he has to take the fight, but kid gets in his box, he can't heal, and he ends up dying. So now from my perspective, I get cooked out the air, but I actually do get a land, box up, and I have a bunch of heals because I saved them all for the end game. So I just heal up to 150 health because that's all I can do. And as you guys can see, I only have one launch pad, 143 AR bullets, a good amount of shotgun, and 3 floppers and 4 minis, which is pretty good. The only thing that sucks here is I only have one crash pad when I need a good amount of crash pads in order to rotate all these zones. But as you guys can see, we're 360 health or 360 damage above damage threshold, so we're just chilling. So now the main goal was for me to just get top 5, even top 3 placements, because that would still be huge. And we've only gained 7 points this match, and 1v2 most of the match really sucks, but that was the main goal. Now I waited for this team in front of me to rotate because once again I only have one crash pad. I got some extra damage, but decided not to push because once again I'm all solo against many duos. So we box up and we just wait. Now once again I realized that I have to rotate to zone. There's a kid right there. I realized that these wood walls are not mine, so I replace them. And there's about 35 players left at this point in the match and 20 teams. So a lot of solos, but also still a good amount of teams. Now I just have to chill. And then I realized zone actually pulled pretty darn close to me. So I could just rotate just off the back. So I was just waiting for these teams to fight, seeing if I could see anything, get some possibly damage or another refresh, even though my mats are looking pretty good. But once again, I decide not to take any fights because it's a duo versus a solo. Zone starts to pull, and right here, once again, guys, get yourself a good duo. My duo was calming me everything. He was telling me where players were at based off the sound. He was telling me how many players were left, how many more players need to die in order for us to get placement, where zone was next, what I need to do, and everything like that, how many resources, heals, everything like that. So right here, I hear people go above me, and so I decide not to do anything because, once again, taking fights is not a good idea in this scenario. I wait till last second, throw my last crash pad down, and hit it to zone. Now I box up right on the brick, it breaks it, but then I get sprayed from this part. I create a second box. Always when you're a solo in a duo endgame, make sure you build 2 boxes. I get the kill right there from just spraying at the kid because he was getting lobbied. However, I did not get the loot because that kid actually stole it all. So now my goal here was just continue to get to zone and not take any more fights, even though I shot at the kid right there. Now I did see the loot was open, but the kid was still there, so I ran out of there. I got hit for a lot. Go at the back, get some damage on these kids, build up above so they won't target me as much. And I had to build up because the kids on height would possibly look at me. Hit some quick minis, and HQ actually told me to hit the minis, which was good comms by him. Got some extra return damage on them so they would stop looking at me. And this is right here where the game gets really scuffed because my mats are getting low, my heals are getting low, and I have no movement whatsoever. So I actually do just hide in a bush. Pop the minis while I'm in the bush, and now this is where it gets really bad. Basically, I was trying to rotate without using any mats because I needed to preserve them as long as possible. Look for any kills I possibly could get for a refresh, but no one gives me that opportunity. So I literally just swam around, hit this lily pad, jumped up above. I got shot at right here, didn't get hit for a lot. Box up, break this and replace it so it's my own. Heal up with my last little bit of heals. And now right here, I just got to look for any people that have died, look for any kills, or look for any loot. And I got really lucky right here with the med mist and some materials, but I still needed more than that if I wanted to last the top, basically top 2. Now right here, there was 10 players alive and there was 7 teams left. So that means it was mostly solos and 1 duo, which was looking very, very good and promising for me. And as you guys can see, there's all that loot and a dead person behind me, and there's a kid healing up in Storm. I didn't see him at the time, but all of that loot, and I open this back wall up, grab all this extra loot and materials, and now I can use as many materials as possible because of those refreshes. Now I gotta be basically aware that the team above me has everything above me, so I go off to the side where they haven't built and just did my own thing, and now I can rotate a little bit more freely as the height is looking at the mid-tier players. Now once again, I just ran around trying to find as much cover as possible because I didn't have a lot. I'm surprised the kid right in front of me in that box did not see me or shoot at me because I would have got absolutely cooked if he did. But he rotates out. I hit him for 60, crack him. And right here is where there is 4 players left and 3 teams, which literally means there's 1 duo, 1 solo, and me. But as you guys can see right here, I'm on height on both of them. I drop down, try and get some mats, get some damage on this kid. Box up, realize it's not worth it. He goes up above, grab another med mist. Now I'm really out of mats. I only have 3 left, and it's a 1v1v1. Now here I have no mats left, so I have to play this out to the best of my ability. I didn't see the kid. I didn't see any kids actually, but I saw this kid drop down on me, get the free kill, did a lot of damage there, and now it was a one-on-one, and if I won this game, it would literally be game-changing and put me at the top of the leaderboard. Now, once again, I do not have any mats here, so I'm gonna have to play this as best as possible. The kid on height was just chilling and healing, so I drop him down, and I get the last 2 shots, and I actually do get the victory royale. And we started off with 100 to 121 points at the beginning of this game, and we ended off with 190. Now that just shows how scuffed you can be in a game and how well you can still do if you play it right and look for the right opportunities. Now it was only a 4-kill win, but it is still a 4-kill win. This match actually put us into the top 200 people on my region, which was amazing. But our last 2 games we actually got cheated out of and someone killed us that was hacking, which really sucks. We could have done a lot better, but just sucks. We got sprayed and killed right out the air. But yes, once again, try and incorporate some of the things I did in this game, surviving as long as possible, into your own matches, and possibly I'll see you guys in Division 2 and Division 1 soon. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and please go into the item shop, click on support or creator, type in the code FLOWIN and press search and cancel to support me in the Fortnite item shop. Once again, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and let me know if you guys want any more videos like this down in the comments below. I think they can be very useful, and we can possibly actually review some people that did bad in tournaments and tell them what they did wrong in order for them to place better soon in more tournaments. Anyways, once again, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Peace, guys.